Hey guys, it is Thursday, May 11th, and I am actually at the office today. But I wanted to do a quick video and show you where I got to on Mermaids of the Deep Blue last night. So this is the photo of what it's going to look like, and I showed you yesterday that I have her kind of top half done minus the krynic and beads, and then I was going to work on this one over here. So let me show you where I got to. Actually, I'm just going to turn the camera around because I think that's going to be easier. So, uno momento. Okay, so here is where I got last night. You can get a much better sense of the color of the fabric. And you can see up here how light it is versus how dark it is down here. And yet again, I am reminded I need a grime guard because I have this business going on. So anyway, so here's where I got to. So I just had this little bit of this kind of lime green here done yesterday, and so I kind of went up here and did all this, and then I did a little bit down in here. So for a mermaid that is green, there's a heck of a lot of yellow in here. So but I really am enjoying stitching on this, and I'm loving how it's turning out. I'm really kind of wishing that I had not cut this off at a page break, because I do find that, you know, sometimes once you've got this all stitched, you can still see that line because of the way your stitches lay. So I'm really hoping that's not going to be a problem. So as I work down here, I'm going to try to go past the page break so that it's a little more organic looking. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. I did not stitch nearly as much as I wanted to last night because I was suffering from a migraine. I still have it. It's supposed to rain. I really hope it does. So anyway, some more to come on this tonight, and I may work on it a little bit at lunch, which is why I brought it up here with me. So love this piece. Not sure why I put it away, but I'm happy to have it out. This is another Year of Whips piece, so we'll get some stitches into it regardless. So I will talk more later. It's finally raining, and my headache is better. Thank goodness. Okay, little progress shot. I think I made some good progress on this. I got a little stitching in at lunch. And so I had showed you I was kind of halfway down with this sort of yellowish color. So I got all of this down here, and I was able to take it past the page break, which I'm pleased about. And then I've come back up here, and I'm starting to work on this kind of lime green color. So I should be able to get some more done of that. I tell you what though, the whole page break thing is so dumb. Like, right here is a page break. Right here, there's like one more stitch of this color. Like, really? I couldn't have just looked ahead. One more freaking stitch. Anyway, pretty. I'm enjoying this actually. I was a little hesitant to pull this one back out. And I'm not really entirely sure why. I never mark my charts when I stitch them. I just don't normally need to, but with all of the color changes in here and having to skip over the places where there are beads or Kreinik, I'm having to mark my working copy off, because it seems like every time I would refer back to my chart, I was having to re-find my place, which was of course costing me time. So I'm marking it off with a pencil because nobody likes to drop a highlighter on their work. So pencil. Anyway, so I just thought I'd show you a quick progress report on this, especially since I've got really good light, so that you could see how that's looking. Looks pretty good. Happy with it. So I'll work on this some more tonight and then show you progress tomorrow. Hey guys, it is Friday, May 12th, 12th day of Stitch Mania, and here is where I ended up on my Mermaids of the Deep Blue last night. So I was starting to put in more of this kind of lime green color, and you can see right here where the scales of her tail are starting. Those are all in beads, I think. And here's my helper. So mermaids are going away, and today I'm gonna start something new. So since it is since Dark 13 stitching is going to start on Saturday, I'm going to go ahead and actually start my Dark 13 stitching today. So I'm going to show you what I am going to start. I am going to start this piece. So this is Casting a Spell, obviously, by Blackbird Designs, and it's a bunch of little smalls that go in this box. And this is the box that it calls for. It's got this great, let me see if I can show this to you. It's got this great latch on it, glass top, and my helper is being too helpful. So that opens up, and then you put all your little smalls in those little sections. So I'm super excited about this. I've wanted to start this one for a long time. And when I went looking for my box, I actually found this box that I have had squirreled away for quite some time. This is actually for another Blackbird Designs piece, and I actually stitched and finished it in one of these boxes for a friend several years ago, and I have all the stuff to stitch it for myself. So I will be doing that at some point, maybe sooner rather than later, since we're in the let's start all the things mode. So I'm going to use this Silk Weaver Oyster 32 count Lugana. It's a beautiful light gray. The chart actually calls for 30 count, but I think it's going to be fine on the 32. I'll just probably have a little more room around my pieces. And then it calls for like a bright orange and a dark brown and something else, which I am just not feeling. So I pulled some other threads that I think will be good. This is a limited edition Gentle Arts thread called Nightmare, and it's kind of a blue-black. I wasn't sure what orange I wanted to use, so I pulled Fragrant Cloves. I pulled Weak Sweet Potato. Oh, and then I also pulled Soot, which is kind of a charcoaly gray. I pulled, oh, it calls for a goldish color, like tarnished gold, I think, so I just pulled Weeks Gold. And then I also pulled Tin Bucket, which is one of my favorite threads ever. So, I'm probably going to go with the black, charcoal, gold, darker orange color combo, which I think will be really pretty on my fabric. So I'm anxious to get this started today, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to start on. I may start on the crow, which goes in here. So it's one of the smaller pieces, and since this is just going to be a 2-day thing, maybe I can get that totally done. So, all right, starting my day. Hey guys, it is Sunday, May 14th. I didn't record anything yesterday, so I have a couple of recordings I want to do today. I'll show you my dark 13 stitching, and then I wanted to show you the progress that we made on the dollhouse yesterday. So we got 2 coats of exterior paint on. You may remember the dollhouse was white last time you saw it. So it's now a dark kind of charcoal gray. Obviously I still have to do the trim and get it painted. It's going to go black, as well as those columns. We also painted the base of the dollhouse. You may remember this was kind of raw wood. So that's done, and we got the trim pieces on here that were missing, and so those need to be stained. So we're going to stain those today, and then Eric got all of the windows, the window lattices fixed, remade, etc., glued in there. And so those got 1 coat of paint yesterday. They're going to get a 2nd coat today, and so that should finish up the windows. And then maybe next weekend we'll do the trim. And this window used to have a little stained glass sticker thing in it. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet, so we'll have to figure that out. So let me show you the back. So here's what the back is looking like now. I got, as I said, all the base painted. We did this just a kind of medium gray, since we're going to cover the outside with stones to make it cobblestone looking. And then we painted these pieces that are like the edges of each of the floors. We painted these the same color as the exterior, and then the walls here, the edges of the walls here are painted the same as the exterior. So so next weekend I will probably do the trim on the front windows and do those staircases, because those are going to go black. So I haven't done my door yet. It's probably going to go black too, so that'll get done when the trim gets done. And we still have this wall that we need to fix, but I figured while I was painting, we'd just leave it off. So it actually goes down here on the first floor. So there you go. So staining and trim to come today. Okay, still Sunday. I haven't recorded in a couple of days. Well, maybe just yesterday I didn't record. So I wanted to show you my dark 13 stitching. It is in my Raven bag that I just love. The inside has these awesome bird cages on it. Love it. And so this is what I got done on Casting a Spell Blackbird Designs. I got this first motif totally done. So there's that. I ended up using Nightmare for the black, Soot for the dark gray, Sweet Potato for the orange, and Gold for the gold. So, and there's my favorite needle minder, the Death's Head Moth. And then yesterday I started on the next piece. So these are all going to be individual pieces that get put into that box that I showed you last time. And this one is one of the long, skinny ones. So I did not get a whole lot done. Friday night, I actually ended up working until about 10 o'clock. And so I only got a little bit of stitching in. And then last night, I guess my heart just wasn't in it. So I was tired. And today, I'm a little subdued because it's Mother's Day, which is a hard day for me. So I'm probably going to stay completely off social media today because, yeah. So this morning I decided to stitch a little bit while I had my coffee, and so I got out my next piece that I'm working on, which is Primitive Hair, the Six Wives of Henry VIII. And so I've got it kind of rigged up in my little Q-snap here. I've been stitching on this in hand, so I thought I'd just stick it in a frame and see if that helps a little bit. I've got my Tudor Rose needle minder that my friend Kim made, and I've got Catherine Aragon done, and I'm working on Anne Boleyn. So this morning what I did was, I was only about here with the green, and so I just worked on carrying that up. So I've almost got all that green done, and then I'll work on finishing the rest of her dress tonight. So that's where I'm at. So I'll work on this for 2 nights. I love this piece. I started stitching it when we were watching the Tudors, so it was very appropriate, obviously. And then I worked on it some more when we watched The White Queen, and now we're watching The White Princess, so maybe we'll watch an episode of that or something tonight while I work on this. So yeah, anyway, a little bit of a rough day, and it's Sunday, which means I'm gonna do, you know, laundry and housework and all that fun baloney, and then work on the dollhouse a little bit more, and then tonight I stitch. So no social media today, just keeping to myself. So I will probably record a little bit of the dollhouse after I get the next pieces done on it, and then I'll put all this together and upload it. Hopefully I can do it all in one video this time. We'll see. So, day 14 of Stitch Mania.